Rolex's new releases introduced some variations to the Datejust and Daytona, mainly focusing on dial changes. The Explorer 2 received a slightly modified case, but its overall design remained similar, except for the new movements inside. The most significant change was made to the new Explorer model, which was downsized back to 36mm, a historical size closely associated with the line. This new model also offers a two-tone option. The standard 124270 at 36mm captured the attention of many watch enthusiasts. It was a departure from the trend of larger Rolex watches. In this video, we'll explore the history of the Explorer, mainly from a modern perspective, provide an overview of the updates in this new model, delve into the details of the new caliber, and conclude with some thoughts on choosing between the two Explorer models. We'll also discuss how this move marked a departure from Rolex's trajectory with many of their other lines. Let's get started. History. The original Explorer from 1953 was rooted in Rolex's mountaineering watch expertise. The model's legacy includes Sir Edmund Hillary's Everest expedition, akin to Omega's connection with NASA's Speedmaster. The Explorer laid the foundation for many sports watches, particularly the Submariner. Vintage Rolex collectors often revere the 1016 reference, produced from 1959 to 1989, known for its timeless 36mm proportions. In 2010, Rolex transitioned to a 39mm Explorer with a 214270 reference, a change that some enthusiasts initially disliked. Despite some updates in 2016 with the Mark II, the 214270 remained largely the same, winning over many, including myself. Rolex has embraced larger and bolder designs in the past 15 years with the new Submariners, the Skydweller, Yachtmaster 2, and Explorer 2. Thus, the return to the original 36mm format with a 124270 release was a significant surprise. Dimensions. Let's talk about size differences between the two Rolex Explorers. First up is the 21470 aka Mark II, sporting a modern 39mm case diameter, 47mm lug-to-lug, and an 11mm thickness. These dimensions are pretty standard for this style, offering a comfortable fit on most wrists, including mine. The 39mm size is balanced by a high-polished dial-to-bezel ratio. Now, onto the new 124270, which brings back the classic 36mm diameter, shrinks the lug-to-lug to 43.1mm, and slightly increases the thickness to 11.5mm. Despite the thickness, it maintains a sleek profile, feeling like a downsized version of the 214270. Wearing the 36mm Explorer after a while felt like a change due to the size drop. It's smaller than a Datejust as it lacks a fluted bezel. But it's a classic piece, perfect if you have a smaller wrist or prefer that mid-century look. The Oyster bracelet tapers significantly from 19mm at the lugs to 14mm at the clasp, which is about 16mm wide. The 214270 also tapers, going from 20mm to 15mm at its 18mm clasp. Let's explore more details. The smaller new version size difference becomes more noticeable on a smaller wrist. Note the odd-numbered lug width, crucial for strap versatility, a hallmark of the Explorer. While the Oyster bracelet is a luxury standard, this Explorer lacks the glide lock micro-adjustment system. Both old and new models have short clasp extensions. In terms of case architecture and finishing, they're almost identical. They feature rounded and polished case sides, 90-degree lugs, a polished step bezel, and fine brushing on the top. The Oyster bracelet follows the brush top polish size formula. One more thing to note is the new 124270's slightly shinier bezel, giving it a somewhat showier appearance. It's a subtle difference, but noticeable when comparing the two side by side. Now, the dial surface. The older Explorer boasts a matte black dial with polished surrounds on the applied indices, offering a subdued look. The new versions feature lacquer dials for a glossier finish. Other than the finish change and the Explorer word mark's relocation from 6 o'clock on the 214270 to just below Oyster Perpetual at noon, the dial retains the classic Explorer design. It's applied Arabic indices at 3, 6, and 9, and rectangular and triangular indices elsewhere. The Mercedes handset remains, but the minute hand on the new 124270 appears slightly shorter, although legibility remains excellent. Diving into the specifics, the new model features Swiss made at the 6 o'clock position, adorned with a tiny Rolex coronet. This has become a recent Rolex trend in their new models. Given this, it's not surprising that Rolex decided not to make significant changes to this classic style. When dealing with one of the most iconic watch dials in history, the adage, "if it's not broke, don't fix it," certainly applies. Flipping both the older and newer Explorer models reveals nearly identical sterile case backs, following Rolex's tradition. However, the internal mechanisms have undergone a complete transformation. The previous Explorer 21470, since its 2010 release, was powered by the caliber 3132. This movement, unveiled by Rolex in 2008, was built on the reliable 3130 but incorporated key technological enhancements. It featured a blue parachrom hairspring, a larger balance wheel, 4 gold microstellar regulating screws, and Rolex's Paraflex shock absorbers. While these improvements were significant, the movement's specifications remained straightforward, emphasizing Rolex's renowned reliability and precise regulation. The 3132 operates at 28,800 vibrations per hour, or 4 Hz, offers hacking and hand winding, and provides a 48-hour power reserve. The new Rolex Explorer undergoes significant updates, aligning it with the latest calibers and enhancing its power reserve. It now houses the 3230 caliber, a no-date version of the 3235 from 2015, featured in models like the Sea Dweller reference 126600. This new movement maintains Rolex's high-precision standards, boasting COSC certification and even stricter regulation with an impressive accuracy of -2 to +2 seconds per day. Most importantly, the power reserve extends to a substantial 70 hours, marking the most noteworthy upgrade from the 36mm case size. These changes set the new Explorer apart, offering a fresh 36mm size, an updated 3230 movement with an extended 70-hour power reserve, and a glossier lacquer dial, distinguishing it from the matte dial on the 2140-270. Rolex's recent trend involved enlarging their collections over the past 15 years, making the shift to a smaller size a surprise. The unexpected move by Rolex to release the Explorer at 36mm speaks volumes about what this watch means to their consumers base. While Rolex has a complex relationship with its customers, the Explorer holds a special place. It's not a hyped-up watch driven by flipping trends. It conveys a different message. The Explorer, in many ways, set the standard for Rolex's sports watches. It's the cornerstone of Rolex's sports watch lineup. By returning it to the 36mm size, Rolex reaffirms its timeless significance. Rolex, a brand that caters to a mass market, doesn't often prioritize classic or old-school collectors. They focus on mass market appeal, which is their forte. However, this size change to 36mm suggests Rolex understands the Explorer's unique importance to both the brand and enthusiasts. It's a true classic that transcends the watch category. The move from 39 to 36mm is distinctive in Rolex's catalog, emphasizing the Explorer's exceptional status. It's a significant decision that aligns with their vision, ensuring the Explorer remains a timeless icon. The choice between the 36mm and 39mm Explorer variants boils down to personal preference. I've grown fond of the 39mm Explorer, and the shift to 36mm took some getting used to. The absence of the fluted bezel makes the 36mm version more understated. While it doesn't introduce anything new, it's nearly perfect. The Explorer is an exceptional watch that offers tremendous value. It's well crafted and versatile. It's a classic Rolex that avoids feeling overdone, unlike the Submariner. In short, the 36mm Explorer is an all-around improvement, despite minor differences in lug width and thickness. It may even set a trend for other brands to consider smaller case sizes. Time will tell if this shift is an anomaly or the start of a broader trend in the watch industry. That's a wrap for today. Thank you for joining us at Ventichic. Be sure to show your support by liking and commenting on this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay updated. We look forward to seeing you in our next video.